Switch this.
And we are live, man. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the my gosh, I almost said the old podcast. Welcome to the Loreverse live show where we're talking things Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and fantasy. Obviously, today we're talking superheroes. I got a bunch of my friends on here, credible sources, by the way. They are going to we are going to do a Spider-Man movie rankings list. We all have our own list. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. But I'm gonna just go around and ask how you guys are doing, man. Jay, how are you, dog?
Dang, you asked me right as I took a sip of water. Nah, I'm good though. I'm good.
Yeah, and you're like a lifelong Spider-Man. You're a lifelong Spider-Man fan, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Dallas, you're obviously wearing a Spider-Man hoodie, bro. How are you doing tonight? You doing good?
I'm chilling, yeah. Chilling, doing good.
Bet. And Brendan, how are you, dog? Brendan's been getting cooked on Madden all week, so he's like a little upset there. But it is what it is, man. All right, so the rules of this are we are including the Spider-Verse movies on this. We are doing the Raimi trilogy. We're doing the Raimi trilogy, the two Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies, and the freaking Tom Holland trilogy. So we're going to start with the last movie, the worst. So the rules are: you tell me which movie is bad, or you tell me why you picked the movie for that number and why. So we're going to start.
Trilogy.
You said what?
Movie or trilogy?
Movie.
Yeah.
We're going by movie. So we're going to start with Brendan. What is the last movie you have on your list and why? And why is it the worst Spider-Man movie of all time?
I don't got my name pulled up, and they're all the same to me. But what's the second Spider-Man Tom Holland movie?
Far From Home?
Yes, that's garbage.
Why?
I hate the villain itself. I just think the story sucks, and I stand on it.
You hate Mysterio?
Yes, I think he's a dweeb.
I mean, I also don't like the idea of him being a robot Tony Stark guy. Like, I wanted the traditional Mysterio, and then they said he was from the multiverse, which made it cool. I was like, oh, multiverse saga, right? But then it didn't happen, so I could understand why people would hate that. But
that's very similar to Iron Man 3, where it's like you got pump fakes thinking the Mandarin was like real popping up in the movie, ended up being a Fugazi Mandarin. But nah, I mean, I feel like Far From Home, look, he doesn't like. I feel like it's kind of slept on, in my opinion. I have a little bit of a different take, but I'm gonna say that
the third act is fire though. When he fights all the freaking robots, and we get
Spidey sense actually works.
Yeah,
like that was so good.
And we get arguably the best Spider-Man suit of all time.
Yeah,
best Spider-Man suit of all time.
Dude, that freaking red and dark, that red and dark, bro, that dark blue or gray, but that's
it's hard. I'll say that for sure. But the best suit of all time, I don't know if I can get with that.
What is your favorite suit of all time, by the way?
Honestly, does the new one coming out, Brand New Day, does that one count or nah? Not yet, because it hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, we're not. Well, he
showed it, so no, that shouldn't count though.
No, let's not count that.
Let's not count that. All right, bet. I would have to go with TASM 2.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Here we go with the glaze.
TASM 2.
Here we go with the TASM 2 glaze. Oh my! Look at me. I have big eyes. Look at my eyes. They're so big. Oh my gosh.
Bro, it don't even just have to do with the eyes though. Like just the aesthetic of the suit as a whole just was so well done. Like the lighting of it was perfect. I think the blue had a really nice accent on that to the red on that suit as well. So I mean, it has more to do with or less to do with the eyes and just the aesthetic as a whole. I think was really well done. So
yeah, I also think that Andrew Garfield's a better actor than Tom Holland. So
I don't know if I agree with that, but
yeah, I agree, Brendan.
Really bad.
I like Andrew Garfield more than Tom Holland.
But Jalen, do you know why they do? Because they're both sad boys who love, the dude.
No, I just think he's more humorous. I don't find Tom Holland funny at all.
I'm not gonna lie, because me and Stevie just had this talk yesterday. Tom Holland is the best overall Spider-Man.
There we go. Yeah.
Andrew is the best Spider-Man, just Spider-Man, and then Tobey's the best Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm. And then Tom Holland puts them all together.
Wait, why do you say Tom Holland's the best Spider-Man?
Like, why do I say Tom Holland? Like Spider-Man and Peter Parker, like overall, like just as
why do you say he's the best for that?
Well, because of the fact the way he does Peter Parker, it's really good. Besides, the only problem I have with Tom Holland is just the fact that he has an identity crisis that is not supposed to happen.
Yeah,
And that's why I'm excited for Brand New Day, because it's taking a whole different approach of what Peter Parker actually is.
for
He's
sure.
supposed to want to be Spider-Man more than he wants to be Peter Parker. And that's the whole problem that Tom Holland has. Which I'm not blaming him. It's just bad directing.
Well, and that's also the issue when all of your lore is tied to Iron Man. You know, like when your lore is tied to Iron Man, that's already the issue. Like, yes, Peter has people that he looks up to, but like his whole identity and really like his whole story was to serve the MCU. You know, and it might be in Brandon. Anyways, all right. Dallas, what is your last movie? What is the worst Spider-Man movie of all time?
Questionable. I'd have to agree with it'd either be Spider-Man Far From Home or Spider-Man No Way Home.
What? Oh,
You gotta choose one. Choose one. Choose one. Choose one. Choose one.
I didn't really like Spider-Man No Way Home.
So you're saying that's the worst Spider-Man movie of
I'm
all
about to
time?
crash out.
Wait,
I would say I think Spider-Man Far From Home. I would say
So
Spider-Man
you're
Far From Home
saying-
is probably the worst.
So
Probably
wait,
the worst.
you're saying Far From Home is the worst.
Far From Home is the worst for me.
Why?
I just felt like the villain was. I mean, it was a good idea, but I just felt like it was like an Iron Man movie with other characters involved, and really, it was just like this isn't even Spider-Man. Like this isn't like it's some weird like you said, this whole identity crisis idea. It's like this weird like thing. It's not even a superhero movie at this point in time. And the fights were kind of. It was just overall kind of lame, you know.
Fair.
Like the last fight was the only good, like the only engaging thing.
we're talking Far From Home right now, or No Way Home?
Far From Home.
Far From Home.
Okay, yeah, never mind. My bad. I'm confused. Yeah, Far From Home is trash. My bad.
And then like the whole dynamic between him and MJ. I mean, it's cool, but it's just like it's all right, you know.
It wasn't developed enough.
Oh,
It's all right, but it's not very good.
I'm not gonna lie, I rewatched that movie like a couple weeks ago, and it kind of reminded me of the whole like Superman and Lois Lane kind of in that movie, of like she finally liked him because she found out that he was Spider-Man.
I don't think that. No, I don't think that.
I don't think that's what it was.
But yeah, that whole Spider-Man, that whole Lois Lane, that's a whole nother conversation for a different day. But Zendaya, I just don't.
In Superman, bro.
Huh?
I say you hated her in Superman, but topic for another day. I'm sorry. Go
She
ahead.
ruined the movie. But it's just not good. It's just not well written. I don't think the Tom Holland movies. I don't think many of them are well written. I think he's a good character that they're inserting into a well written story. But I don't think his movies specifically are well written.
Okay, fair. All right, Jalen, what is your last one?
I'm gonna preface by saying I don't feel like any of the Spider-Man movies are just inherently like terrible. Like there's no good aspects to them. I feel like each one has like a good portion to it. But if I had to pick one just as a whole, I would say Spider-Man 3. And I feel like that's like one of the most disliked movies. And I would say because it was too jam-packed in my opinion. I felt like Harry as the new Goblin was just a little bit. I was iffy on that because it was just that storyline was just off in my opinion. I would say they were doing really well with the Venom storyline, and this is what frustrates me too. Venom is like one of the best, I feel like, comic book stories that you can get, right? And I feel like they were hitting it like on the head for like the good, like the first maybe hour of that movie. And then you just start falling off the rails once you start introducing, like, you know, like I said, like you do Sandman, you do the new Goblin, like all that. It was just too much going into the story. So like up until the point that he was in the church and then he gave the symbiote to Eddie Brock, I'm like, okay, like this is fire. But then pretty much anything past that like was just wacky. You only had like a 10-minute fight scene with Venom at the end. When it's like you can go back to like the animated Spider-Man cartoons, right? And it's like you're showing Venom like playing with Peter in his head, right? Like I think of one scene where Eddie Brock literally pulled up to Aunt May's crib with MJ sitting there too, and he drinking tea with them. Like that type of dynamic we didn't really get to see in Spider-Man 3. So it's just like I just felt like that story was not done justice, and it was just too much going on. So
okay, what is your last one, bro?
Even though I really do love this movie because I grew up on it, but my last one is Tasm 2. The only reason why it's last, don't get me wrong, love the movie, but the reason why I put it last is just because of the fact of the way that they introduced Hobgoblin at the end. It was very rushed.
Yeah.
In everything that happened towards the end of the movie, it was very, very rushed. In the fact that it's just the way everything happened was just poor sequencing.
Fair enough.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I'm going to ask someone on. The reason why I hate the first one I said is Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
He's in the same tier as Jared Leto for me.
Okay. Wow, that's a bold take.
Yeah, I
thought he played his role well. What he was supposed to do, he played well.
Nah, he reminded me too much of Jared Leto.
Okay.
Wait, why do you not like him?
It's just something about him. I don't know. His acting is horrible to me.
Maybe he's what you're not handsome. Anyways, all right. So the next, the movie that
I had, you're jealous of him. You're a jealous man.
Okay.
The movie that I have in my last is, you guys know, it's TASM 2. I hate this movie with the passion. TASM 1 is one of my favorite Spider-Man films of all time. And coming off of TASM, and the funny thing is this, right? I remember, because I was in the forums back in the day, I was on Twitter back in the day, everyone hated TASM 2 when it first came out. That's one of the reasons why they didn't do a TASM 3. It wasn't because of MCU Spider-Man. Everyone hated TASM. And then out of nowhere, when Andrew Garfield comes back in No Way Home, every person in human history glazes TASM 2. TASM 2 was hated when it first dropped. And no one can tell me otherwise. I remember. I have proof. So I hated TASM 2 because TASM 1 showed us a whole different version of Spider-Man. Obviously, it was another Earth because there's Gwen Stacy, all that stuff. Now, what I hated is that, Peter, we get this whole entire scene of Peter Parker being amazing. One of the things that I hate is that Peter Parker is like a delinquent that hates school, but he's super smart. Peter was never that. Peter was always a really smart character. I didn't like the whole skateboarder, type of vibe that they've kept him throughout the whole entire series, because it felt like he was kind of this cool, misunderstood, weird kid. And it's hard to do all those things at the same time. Andrew Garfield did what he could with the crap he had from Mark Webb, but that is how it is. The only credit I'll give TASM 2 is they gave us the best web swinging of all time, and we got some of the best. I think Tom Holland's fighting scenes are way better, but I just think the web swinging is just amazing. And just because we got these Zack Snyder slow motion pictures, I don't care. Also, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man had the best web shooters of all time, and no one can tell me that either, because that's amazing. But other than that, when we were talking about plot of the movie, how Harry Osborn is just forced into the story for no apparent reason, how there's barely any ties to his dad Norman, it's just so random. And even if you bring in Hobgoblin, there should have been a reference to him fighting against Green Goblin in the past, because he's been Spider-Man for a while, but there was no type of reference to anything that he's done in the past. It was just like, okay, we're here, and then he's having dreams about her dad and then dumps her, and then the part that makes me even more mad, do you guys know, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but during the time of filming, and it's weird that I remember this, y'all know that they cut a whole third of the movie and that MJ was supposed to be in the movie. And I think adding made the movie way better. I think Gwen should have been a one movie thing, and after her dad dies, they break it off. She's gone. She's still there, but she's not the main character. And you bring in MJ, and you could have made it another popular character. Could have been Bryce. No, she was Gwen Stacy in the Raimi trilogy. But you could have found a John to put in the Spider-Man movies, and it would have worked well. And so that's kind of the way I felt. And and I just think from a writing standpoint, all of the writing was based on this heartbreak, and the number one thing that was the worst thing, Spider-Man's parents. I think Spider-Man discovering things about his parents kills Spider-Man's story as a character, because Spider-Man's whole mantra, with great power comes great what?
Responsibility.
It comes from Uncle Ben. So the second you insert Peter Parker's parents, it gives Uncle Ben no type of weight in the freaking movie anymore, because now this movie is also partially about him figuring out the truth that his parents were killed in some helicopter crash. And then apparently his dad's DNA was in the spider, so now it connects to Peter Parker's DNA. It's too much. It's too much. It's weird.
Wait, how are you gonna rate the movie so low when there's Emma Stone?
I was gonna say, look,
Emma Stone. How are you gonna do that? You can't do that. That's obvious. It's top 5 because she's in it.
Okay, you're just a simp.
MJ,
Come on, man.
Emma Stone was better than any single MJ, which is why I'm glad they kept her around because
Thank you.
Dunst, horrible, terrible. She provided no value except screaming throughout all 3 movies. Literally did nothing. All right. Emma Stone's Gwen Stacy literally helped Peter at the end of that movie figuring out his web shooters and magnetizing it. She provided value, right? So it's like that's more than that. Like I said, Kirsten Dunst everything. You go to Zendaya, MJ, whatever. Say what you want about it. Again, it's like didn't really provide much value. I feel like Emma Stone carried a lot of weight in that movie, and honestly brought a lot of emotional.
No one's even bringing up the scene to end. I thought it was pretty good. You know how when she dies and then it's like the web.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that scene was pretty powerful.
I mean, Zendaya was more of a fangirl throughout the entire series, low key. Like she didn't offer anything really.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a trope for all superheroes. You know, Batman has really never had a good female counterpart until the Batman that we've seen in Robert Pattinson's with what's her name, Zoe Kravitz. All of the
other Batman, he had a good counterpart.
Superman, shut up. Superman has never had a really good, like Lois Lane has been nuts in all of them. You know what I mean? So I mean, like the only reputable female superhero girlfriend is Pepper Potts. Pepper Potts has been babe. She's been babe forever.
She's a goat. She's a goat.
It's official. But other than her, it's really slim pickings, or whatever it's called. When it comes to a good female, love interest that is actually good. But I mean, I guess you could say Emma Stone was good, but I don't think Emma Stone's. I mean, like she was given a lot, yes, but that doesn't save the fact that like they try to put 1,000 things into Spider-Man 2. We have Rhino, which I'm cool with because Spider-Man should be fighting not just one villain, but then the story goes to Peter's parents and connecting to the DNA, and he worked with Connor. It's too much, bro.
That's fair. It definitely is a lot. And again, that's part of my issue with Spider-Man 3. But I feel like this movie was a couple of steps away from actually like being well regarded by everybody when it initially came out. I feel like the way they did Electro was pretty whack. I feel like had you done a strong Electro story, and I don't know if I like Jamie Foxx as Electro, you pick a different actor and maybe go more accurate in terms of who Electro is. I feel like that would have been fire. Because then if you cut out the Green Goblin aspect of it and you just do Electro throughout the entire movie, right, and then maybe you cameo Rhino at the end, I feel like it would have been a solid movie. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was a couple steps away from being really good, in my opinion. But
I liked Jamie Foxx as Electro.
Yeah.
I really did. I know it's not accurate, blah, blah, whatever, but I really did like the way he portrayed the character.
Yeah, look, I'm not mad at his take on it, and in Spider-Man No Way Home, it pays off very well. But I just think that like the movie itself is just such a freaking mess, and like there was just too much going on. And by the way, I hate the eyes. The costume is terrible. He looks like a freaking ant or a freaking cricket. I don't even know. Call him Cricket Man. He looks stupid. Okay, now what is your 9th movie? Right under the worst, starting with Brendan.
Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Wow.
I think Vulture is such a forgettable villain, and I really do not care it.
Wow.
And
that's crazy.
The whole entire story is just about him simping over his girl. That's it in Vulture.
Wow.
Vulture was a very
that
good
was such a fun, like when he knocked on the door and it
was fire, bro. What?
Yeah.
What?
Vulture was a better villain.
Out of all the villains in Spider-Man, he's one of the least memorable characters for me.
Vulture answering that door was fire. I don't know what you
like in theaters. It was like there was like a ball dropping in the theater, bro, when that first happened. Like,
actual teenager.
That's the best portrayal of Vulture you're ever gonna get. Like he's better than.
It was a cool plot twist, but outside that, the rest of the movie, I just didn't care.
Okay, you're fair to have your opinion. All right, Dallas. Yeah, what's yours?
Just say too.
You know you have it. Come on.
Probably. I don't even know which one I'd have to pick, but it's probably between one of the originals. I'm just not a fan.
Give me one. No. Give me one. You give me one.
Just not a fan. Probably the second one.
Spider-Man 2?
I'm about to leave.
That's really long.
I'm about to leave.
Wait. Are you
explain?
Are you talking with Dr. Octopus? Sam Raimi? Or are you talking TASM 2?
Oh no.
You're saying TASM 2, right, bro? I mean, TASM 2 sucks. I mean,
I don't think it is.
Scott, explain yourself.
Okay, so actually, my least favorite. I
Oh
would
my
say
gosh.
Rage baiting you guys is so funny because y'all like so invested in it. Y'all like actually about to book a list.
What is the second one? The
My second one is probably Tasm. I mean, I love the movie.
Tasm 1 or 2?
Tasm 2.
Why?
I love the why. It was just really random, like all over the place. And I hate to put it that well because like in reality, that movie's in my top 3 for Spider-Man movies because I just love the movie. But if I had to actually like look at it like not being biased and everything, yeah, it's probably bottom because it's just so random. But like, and for me, Emma Stone saves the movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Jalen, how about you?
I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna say Tasm too. Highlights of that, like I said, I feel like the chemistry between Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone was fire. Thought that was really well done. Like you said, web swinging on point, some of the best we've ever seen. Even to the point where it's like when he's fighting Electro. You said those Zack Snyder slow mos, but like to me that was fire. That was a really fun fight to watch. I guess to everybody's point, like it's random. The Green Goblin aspect of it was weird because Harry was just to crash out the entire movie, and I'm like, it was him throwing temper tantrums the whole movie because he was dying. I'm like, this is just odd. I didn't like the actor as much either, so that was a little bit of a low aspect of it too. Like I was saying earlier, Jamie Foxx as Electro, wasn't super high on, and then Rhino was just stupid as I don't know what. Like that was so dumb. But
he's like a midget. Like, come on, man.
Right, mechanized suit. Like I want to see it.
The mechanical suit was crazy.
Yeah, but the one in Craven was 10 times worse. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even watch that movie. So.
Don't waste
watch it.
Don't waste your life energy to watch that movie.
But
But I'm going to tell you, the Rhino in that is even worse because he actually becomes a Rhino, and it looks.
Wait, what happened?
No, it's a robot. It's a robot.
Huh?
It's a robot.
The one in Craven.
No, at the end of
I
it,
didn't
it's a
actually watch it. I'm
robot.
not gonna lie to you. Was that? I heard it was like decent.
Oh, yeah, Craven, the real.
Craven's terrible. No, I'm saying Craven. He's not a robot. He's an actual Rhino.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the way they brand is like he has like a skin disease. It's stupid. Anyways, what is your 9th movie?
I have to go with Brendan here. Homecoming.
Why?
That's
wild.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why, but I genuinely just do not like the movie at all. And just like I said earlier about Tom Holland, the fact that, granted, I think it's just bad screenwriting, but like it's like the fact that he is so invested in going to a second homecoming dance than doing anything else with being Spider-Man is a problem.
Wait, hold on. But he literally left his date to go take care of the Vulture. So I'm confused.
He had this problem the entire series though, where he's like, I don't want to be a Spider-Man. I don't want the responsibility. I want to be a kid.
Don't worry, you will see that this is gonna start falling in line with my list as it goes on because I genuinely didn't like the way that they had him play Spider-Man.
How many sleepless nights have you spent like thinking about this, Carter?
I'm going to save my answer for when I talk about him. Have you seen on my list yet?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah, I've. That's wild though. That's a wild take, but because Spider-Man: Homecoming, I loved that movie, but it's fine. Everyone is open to have their own things. For me, it's Spider-Man 3. I think that Spider-Man 3 is the second worst.
Yep.
Before Tasm 2, I thought it was the worst movie of all time, superhero wise. I understand what Raimi was trying to do, right? Raimi was like, how do I take Spider-Man to the next level? Black Suit Spider-Man is like us getting Black Suit Spider-Man was so fire. Gwen, what's her name is Gwen is way better than freaking Emma Stone. What was the girl that played Gwen Stacy?
Don't say that. Don't
she
say
was
that.
In Jurassic World 2.
Don't lie.
World.
You're a liar.
Wait.
Don't disrespect Emma Stone like that.
But I mean, I echo what Jalen says.
Dallas Howard.
Yeah, Bryce Dallas Howard. I didn't mind the Eddie Brock stuff. Like, I actually thought that the Eddie Brock stuff was super cool. But like, Peter and yes, I think Tobey Maguire had the best Peter, but his Peter Parker is so corny to me. Like, it's
bad.
Peter is supposed to be corny, but that early 2000s Smallville attitude trope, it kills me every time. And it's like, And when Tobey Maguire acts, right, like if you guys really watch his face stays the same through everything.
Yeah.
Look at him smile and look at him cry, and dude has literally the same facial expression every single time. Like that man literally cried while smirking. Uncle Ben. Like I'm for real, y'all laughing. I'm serious. Toby is low key, like Toby's low key a terrible actor. I'm not gonna lie, he's low key a terrible actor. And people are, and I'm gonna get shot for that, but it's for me that's just the truth. I think Toby's terrible. So yeah, I think Spider-Man 3 is trash. And then the whole fact that he killed Venom by hitting freaking titanium together and causing the sound exactly. Like, come on, man, you couldn't have thought of a cooler way to do it. You know, if I was writing Spider-Man 3, I would have had Venom and Null be the main bad guys of my movie. I do like the idea of Harry Osborn being the side beef of the movie, very Spider-Man-like. And I think James Franco played that role very well. Call him Little Goblin Jr. and all that. Harry Osborn coming in the end to save him and dying. I think it all lines up with kind of what Sam Raimi was building up to. But the Venom stuff, I wanted more lore with that. And I wish they connected it to Null. And honestly, I wouldn't even minded Harry getting the symbiote. That would have been a good draw. Is if you leave Eddie Brock out and then Harry gets the symbiote and crashes down on Peter, because that would have a lot more, just emotion to it rather than Eddie Brock being mad because Peter like called him out for taking fake photos.
Yeah,
and stealing his girl. But with Harry, there's actual beef there because he killed his father. So
like Spider-Man 2, the video game, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. But I think they're doing that. I think they're planting the seeds there with Spider-Man Brand New Day, but topic for another day. Okay. Now, we are on the 8th movie. Brendan, what is your 8th movie, bro?
I'm going to take a step away from Tom Holland for a second. And this one kind of hurts me, but I'm going to go with TASM 2.
Good boy. Why?
Well, we talked about this before. I'm not going to lie. His suit sucks.
Thank you, bro.
The giant lens, the giant goofy lenses suck, and just like the other movies I listed before, the villains, they suck. They're forgettable. I mean, I give credit. I mean, I love Andrew Garfield and his humorous tendencies as an actor and stuff, and I think the problem with that is he's a good actor, but he was limited by the script writers, so that's on them. He's a good Spider-Man, and I give him credit for the end scene, obviously, with Gwen Stacy. That's definitely, out of all the Spider-Man movies, that's probably up there and like the most memorable moments that kind of like makes your jaw drop, kind of. But I just think the storyline is just confusing. The Hobgoblin sucks. Mr. Electro, he's okay, but then on top of that, the suit sucks. So I'm gonna have to go down too.
I love it. Dallas, how about you?
Spider-Man 3, hands down.
Why?
I can't stand. I don't like it. Like, I just don't like the whole dance, like the whole dance scene and everything.
Yes.
It ruins the entire thing for me. Like,
that's one of the best parts.
The haircut. I can't stand the haircut.
The comb over. Yeah, nah.
Dude, that's iconic, bro. That moment's iconic.
No, it's not. It's iconically bad. It's just bad. It's just not. It's not a vibe. It's not a vibe.
Not a vibe.
Emo Peter.
She's a terrorist. Sorry. Carter's girlfriend. Oh, Hungry Almighty. What's up, bro? We are ranking the Spider-Man movies from worst to best. Okay, and right now we are on number 8, right? Or number?
Yeah. No.
Seven.
Yeah.
7.
So.
Yeah. Wait, it's 8 because wait, how many of them are there? What, 9?
It's 10. It's 10. Yeah.
It's 10. Okay, so yeah, we're on 8.
We're on number 8.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, TASM 2. You hate that movie, or no? I'm sorry,
No,
you love it, but you know it's bad.
Who are you talking to? I said Spider-Man 3.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, you said he hates the dancing scene.
So why do you hate Spider-Man 3?
I just don't like the vibe. I don't like the whole emo Peter dance scene, haircut. It's just not. I just don't like it. It's just not.
That's not your vibe.
It's just like he tried to like permeate this whole movie with this whole like new Peter thing. I don't know. I just don't think it was a good movie. I just don't think. I think he got too caught up in like the visual attraction of Spider-Man than like building a story.
Yeah. So basically, he was trying to like aura farm more than
Exactly.
Exactly. Jay, how about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Far From Home. And this honestly is one of my favorite trilogies, if not my favorite. I might get to that now, just real quick, because I'm not gonna stay on this whole time. Here's what I'll say about the trilogy, because like I've heard a lot of different varying opinions. My thing with Tom Holland is again, like we've said, he encompasses both Peter and Spider-Man very well. I think he has a good blend of both. I think for me, for my own selfish reasons, like I've kind of grown up with his Spider-Man, whereas like I've hit the same ages as like the movies have released, so it's been really cool to see him like grow up as Spider-Man. And in terms of him just like not wanting to be Spider-Man, I feel like it makes sense because he's a kid, like he's still a teenager, so I feel like that's a fair way to go about the story, in my opinion. I feel like for Far From Home, like again, it makes sense. His mentor just died. He's a kid just wanting to enjoy high school. Like I said, I feel like it makes sense, and he doesn't understand the full responsibility of being Spider-Man at this point, and then you get to know him home, right? But I think for Far From Home, Mysterio was cool to me. I think the issue really lies in the fact that it's so dependent and heavy on Iron Man. I will say that's a knock on his entire trilogy is that you're depending on Iron Man, right? Like, and that shouldn't be the case. But again, I think it sets up for a really fun next trilogy that he has coming with Brandon Day. I feel like you get to see a lot of maturity and the growth, and I think over time you'll start to appreciate the trilogy as his new movies release. But
Bet. I like it. How about you, bro?
My eighth movie is Far From Home. The only reason why I have it over Homecoming is just because of that last act in it with the fight scene. His Spidey sense in that last scene, perfect, peak. But besides that, I'd have to say, yeah, it's just Mysterio in it. Jake Gyllenhaal did a really good job playing Mysterio in it because of what he was given. But just like you said, like I don't like how they portrayed Mysterio in that movie as a Tony Stark employee. But like besides that, I mean, the movie definitely was second best out of the whole Tom Holland trilogy.
yeah,
Yes. Yes. For me, I'm going Far From Home. And I love this movie. Like when it first came out, I did like it, and I saw it actually a lot of time in theaters. But we got to keep it 1,000, right? The issue with Far From Home is Far From Home points us nowhere after this, right? Because
yeah,
like when you're coming out of Endgame, you want to know where the direction is going to go. And if the multiverse saga was a thing, why would you tease the multiverse saga and then go back on it? You know what I mean? That's what I don't understand. Because you could have made Mysterio's magical powers. He could have posed as a hero coming from the multiverse, introducing us into the multiverse saga, and we could have seen the first multiverse villain, which could have easily segued into No Way Home. But what happens is we get this whole Mysterio thing, and then when No Way Home happens, we just forget that happened because now everyone's just obsessed with Peter, with everyone knowing that Peter's Spider Man. So I think that the way that No Way Home went tells you that Feige and them knew that they jacked up with Far From Home because they rarely referenced Far From Home
Yeah.
in the whole entire No Way Home movie. So and I think they were like, oh my gosh, this is the multiverse saga. We need to do a multiverse movie. So that's why. But if we're talking about action, one of the things that John Watts does very well is no one does the fighting better than John Watts when it comes to Spider-Man. No one does it better than John Watts. And he gave in his trilogy, he's given some of the best fight scenes with Spider-Man. And that fight scene against those robots, peak
fire,
Spider-Man.
fire, going, yeah.
Peak Spider-Man fighting. So and then him and Zendaya, great kissing scene. I'm kidding.
Bro, here's the other thing.
Start out.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the other thing about that movie, bro. It's like it's a different take. You haven't seen Peter outside of New York yet, have you? Like, have we outside of that movie? Like, has there been?
No.
I mean, that's a different take too. It's fresh, it's new.
Yeah. And the Tony Stark glasses, like at the time, I was so depressed over no Tony Stark that I liked the glasses idea at first. But like as I said, this movie has aged very badly, though. I'm not gonna lie. This movie grossed $1 billion off of Endgame hype alone. So, that's just the truth. That's just the truth. So, they fumbled a lot with this, but it's fine. We got No Way Home after. All right, let's see what Hunger Mighty said. Spider-Man movies from worst to best in terms of live action: Homecoming, Far From Home, TASM 2, Spider-Man 3, TASM 1, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, No Way Home. Tom Holland is the worst Spider-Man because Uncle Ben. By the way, guys, Hunger Mighty is a big Uncle Ben guy. By the way, he is not the worst. Tobey's my favorite in Spidey terms of live action. But Andrew Garfield, he had better writing. He would have been the best Spider-Man. No one can convince me otherwise. Spider-Man No Way Home should have ended Phase 4. It's the multiverse saga, so every last movie of Phase 4 and 5 and 6 should have ended with the multiverse movie. Not a bad take. Not a bad take, bro. All right. Now we're on to number 7. Brendan, what is your 7th favorite Spider-Man movie of all time?
This is when it starts getting like really hard. I will say, as much as it hurts me, I will say Spider-Man 3. Like looking back, it's so hard to really judge it because I haven't seen a movie in so long. The last time I actually seen it was probably when I was a kid. So like our perception of that movie is gonna be so much better than what it was. But then when you get to the real nitpicks of the movie and you hear it over time, you're like, okay, there is a point to it. Like the whole Venom thing, like his character and like it all led up to him dying in the stupidest way. And then I'm surprised no one's like mentioned Sandman.
I brought him up. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the whole thing. It was just a weird combination, really, and the flow of it. It all ended in such a weird anticlimactic way, and the Venom didn't get enough screen time. To be honest, it was just an angry reporter that literally went to a church and prayed for the death of Peter Parker because he stole his job.
And his girl.
What? He went on his knees and literally prayed for his death, dude.
Bro was down bad, bro.
He had the ultimate crash out, bro.
Yeah, true. All right. Dallas, how about you? What is your 7th?
Probably say the OG 2002 Spider-Man.
The first one?
Yeah, the first one.
Why?
I just feel like,
Why?
I feel like it didn't really I personally didn't really keep my interest all the way through. It was kind of slow. Just not a fan of the vibe of the movie. I wouldn't say it's a bad movie. I can't really say much about it. But like, there's some kind of plot holes, but not really. Kind of like questionable things in there. But like other than that, it's just not really my vibe personally. I wouldn't say it's like a bad movie.
Is it because it's the old school style origin type of movie? Is that why?
It's a little dated, yeah. I would say, yeah.
Okay.
So it's not a bad movie. It's good for what it was. It's just not on my top list, Okay.
All right. Jalen?
I'm gonna go TASM 1. And I actually really like that movie, so that's why it's kind of hard to rank these. That's why I said I preface it's every single one has its good aspects. I think with TASM 1, back to your point, Steve, about the skateboarder vibe, just a little off. I think the Uncle Ben storyline, it was all right. I preferred Sam Raimi's version of it, to be honest with you, just because the actors I feel like were a little bit better, a little bit older. But I mean, I think the fighting was cool in that movie. I thought Lizard was a good villain to kind of mix up the villains a little bit. But yeah, I mean, like I've been saying, chemistry with Andrew Garfield, Emma Stone will never fail, in my opinion. Really well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
Bet. Carter?
My 7th movie is Spider-Man 3. I like the movie. I'm not gonna lie, just like when Brendan was talking, Eddie Brock being in the church, that's some top tier hating that you have never seen ever until we just saw Lex Luthor. That is literally that's probably the most hating I've ever seen anyone do. He was literally preying on Bro's downfall.
Yeah, he got cooked.
That's worse than Lex, in my opinion, but
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And it's that was just it was hilarious. But besides that, I did like the black suit. The black suit, Tobey Maguire I liked it a lot.
Best suit of all time.
Yo, what were you about to say? You was about to say something wild.
How was I about to say something?
Dallas, be quiet. Go ahead.
I just said Tobey Maguire, the black suit was really good.
Holy glaze.
And no one's saying this when you talk, bro.
Yeah, be quiet, man.
But
it's not the vibes.
But yeah, I mean, I think Tobey Maguire did a pretty decent job as Black Suit Spider-Man. I mean, just like the hate he had behind everything, because it actually showed his true colors instead of being such that I have to do right no matter if I think it's wrong, because it's right in the eyes of the world. Like, in that aspect, like, he was doing whatever he thought was right at that point. So even when it got to the point of him fighting Sandman and like him literally almost killing Sandman, like, I think it's a pretty good movie, but it's definitely the worst out of that trilogy.
He did crash out on that. All right, so the seventh for me is Spider-Man 2. And it isn't because the movie is bad in any way. There's just so many good things about the movies above that I had to put it there. I know that Spider-Man 2 is regarded to a lot of the OG fans, the old people, as like the greatest. I'm kidding, but a lot of people regard Spider-Man 2 as the greatest Spider-Man movie of all time. And look, I get it. Like, if we are talking about the characterization of Peter Parker, it's probably not going to get any better than that. When it comes to movie form and him kind of losing his powers because he's going through all of these like emotional changes. I get it, and not to mention, Doc Ock is like one of the greatest Spider-Man villains to ever grace the screen. I don't really have a lot of negatives about this movie at all. It's just I think the movie is really good. I just think all the movies above it are better. And I think that the only thing about Spider-Man 2 that I don't like, and the reason why I love the Iron Man trilogy is because the tone shifts so crazy. Like, I mean, the reason why I think Captain America has the greatest superhero trilogy of all time is because the tones of each movie, they're so different. Like, going from the first Avenger to the freaking Winter Soldier, that's two different movies, clearly. You know what I mean? As if we were talking tone and action and plot and characters. And with, from Spider-Man 1 to Spider-Man 2, it just feels like the same movie to me. You know what I mean? And I just don't think that Sam Raimi played it risky enough, right? And to me, Spider-Man 3 showed us that Raimi can't go risky. You know what I mean? Like, that's just, like, if he does a terrible job. So, that's probably my only knock with Spider-Man 2 is that, like, I wanted to see Peter Parker in a different light and see him grow and mature as a character, and we did. But he, like, it just didn't feel like the character progression that I wanted for Peter, like, as a character, and for me. And I just don't think that, like, from Spider-Man 1 to Spider-Man 2, like, I don't think there's a lot of growth there. It's pretty much the same guy. So yeah. All right, now we are going to, what's this, the sixth movie?
Mhm.
Brendan, wait, hold on. We have a comment here. No Way Home is the best Spidey movie because not only did it elevate Tom Spidey, but also gave Tobey and Andrew Spidey the perfect ending because their last movie left a bad taste in fans' mouths. You're not wrong. I would have put Captain America as the best superhero trilogy, but the problem is, to me, Captain America: Civil War feels like like an Avengers 2.5 movie rather than a Captain America movie. See, I still put it in there because, I mean, Winter Soldier alone cooks like almost every superhero movie, solo movie ever made. That movie, Winter Soldier, is top two superhero movie of all time. If we're talking about solo film,
Yeah.
it's literally perfect, like literally perfect, which is insane to say that. All right, what is y'all sixth movie? Starting with Mr. Brendan.
Yeah, like you said, it starts getting tougher. Okay, he's gonna hate me because I just actually was about to bring up. I'm gonna say Spider-Man: No Way Home. It's starting to get tough, man. I think the ending is very anticlimactic.
Really?
I don't know. I think there's so much, like, obviously there's a lot of hype, right? And in the moment, it's like, oh my gosh, they're pandering to the older generations, all that kind of stuff, and really, there's shock factor in that. But then I just think with all the villains they included at the end, and how tough they were back in the past and all that kind of stuff. I get it. It's three Spider-Mans, but it felt like didn't really. It felt like the fight they put up didn't last that long. You know, and it's also the replay aspect of it. I don't see myself going back and watch that movie, to be honest. I just, like you said, it doesn't feel like it adds anything to all.
Wow, bro, that's a bold take.
Yeah, that's a wild take.
That's a wild take. But hey, it's your opinion. I don't respect it, but I hear you. Um, Dallas, how about you,
I
bro?
100% agree. Spider-Man: Homecoming for me. I don't like the fan service aspect of the movie.
Wait. You said Spider-Man No Way Home or Homecoming?
Spider-Man: No Way Home. Sorry, yeah, Spider-Man: No Way Home for me.
That's your sixth?
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
heavy on fan service, and like I personally don't like. Brennan said it is a little bit anticlimactic. The fight scene is it's decent, but everything about the movie is just decent. It's just, oh my goodness, the two originals came back. Oh, and now we got all the Spider-Mans together. Garfield and Maguire, hooray! But really, I don't really care about that. Like, I want a good movie, and they just didn't deliver that. Personally.
How about you,
They
Jay?
allowed the semantics of it to overpower everything else about the movie. Even in like the way they like advertised it and everything. It was all about Maguire and Garfield coming back.
Well, they
Advertising
didn't.
was not around them.
I was say they were not
It was actually
advertised.
secret. No one knew. I mean, obviously, like
people were talking about it before the movie. Like it was like, I mean, still, like I just don't. I just think that like, yeah, I just think it was like it was just a play on our emotions kind of movie. They could have done more with it,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna take my word back. It was kind of fire to end. I'm not
the
gonna lie.
scene of them talking about when they lost Uncle Ben, I don't know, dog. Like that's peak Spider-Man. I don't know, man. That's a wild take, brother. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not gonna. I take my word. I take my word back. I'm thinking about more. It was pretty good.
So,
I stand by it.
You can't change your list now, boy. Jay, how about you, dog? What you got?
Steve, I'm gonna go with Spider-Man 2. Like you put on 7. I truthfully like with that movie, and I feel like with a lot of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, I just hate MJ. Can't stand MJ, bro. That's one of my biggest knocks with that trilogy.
I never reminded her. I mean,
I can't stand her either.
She ruins the movies, honestly. Like she's like one of the lowest points on every single Spider-Man movie. And bro, here's the thing: you gotta think about it. The amount of people that she started talking to. So she went from what? Flash to Harry to Spider-Man, then to Jay Jonah's son, back to Spider-Man, then to Peter, and then into Spider-Man 3, back to Harry. Like it's just she's too messy. There's a lot of screaming. I can't stand that. That's annoying. And I would just say as a whole, like that movie was just a little slower to me, given that like Peter lost his powers in the middle of that movie. Like so it kind of slowed things down for me. I kind of wanted just a little bit more action, but the action we did get was fire. Like the train fight scene, one of the best, in my opinion, out of all the movies that there are. So, yeah. So,
bet. How about you, Carter?
Spider-Man 1.
Why?
So I mean, I'm starting to get to the point where like I really like these movies. It's just a matter of like the little things that are just making it lower than others. So the reason why I say Spider-Man 1 is just because, I mean, out of the whole trilogy, like I just personally just like Spider-Man 2 better. Just because of the fact I love Doc Ock as a villain.
Okay.
But Spider-Man 1, Green Goblin, perfect. William Dafoe was so good in it.
Wow.
But like it's just I don't know. It's just in my opinion, like there's just something about it that just makes it lower than Spider-Man 2. Like I can't really just put something on it. It's just like I'd rather watch Spider-Man 2 than Spider-Man 1.
Okay, if y'all were to rank top 3 Marvel origin films, we are talking Captain America, First Avenger, Iron Man 1, and Spider-Man 1. What would your order be right now? Top of the dome.
Wait. Say that again.
Are we talking about which Spider-Man?
Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Captain
Sam Raimi, Spider-Man 1, Iron Man 1, or Captain America, First Avenger. What is your ranking?
What about Captain Marvel, bro?
Shut up. Okay, and what is y'all ranking of those 3 origins?
Iron Man, Spider-Man, Captain America.
You don't like First Avenger?
It's not I don't like it. I just feel like Spider-Man was better. If we're talking about Raimi. If we're talking about Raimi specifically, yeah, it's better.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. Does anyone else have one?
Iron Man, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Captain America, Captain Marvel.
Oh, nah, not even Captain
Okay,
Marvel.
Brendan, how about you, bro? Dude's about to make me lose like 20 subs, dude. Jeez Louise. Brendan?
Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America.
Laser. Okay.
Wait. You have Spider-Man over Iron Man?
Of course, that's like the
Origin
OG,
story?
dude. That's like what started off everything in my
That's
childhood,
crazy.
dude. That's like my first childhood like fascination with Marvel.
Take the bias out of it. Just
I'm about to say.
As a
Nah.
movie, if anyone says that Spider-Man No Way Home is whack, but Deadpool and Wolverine is better, I won't take you seriously. LOL.
I didn't say that. So.
Hey,
I didn't say that. Yeah, bro. I mean, it's not better than Deadpool and Wolverine is not better. Does Black Panther 1... See, I wouldn't classify Black Panther 1 as an origin film because his first movie was in Civil War, and then we got thrusted into him kind of like already having the powers but losing.
No.
I didn't like the fact that they killed him, bro. That doesn't make sense. We knew he was coming back. Like, that was not...
hot take. Black Panther 1 is...
Kick out as
What?
an origin film.
It's a good movie.
Are you stupid?
No, it's not.
I would say Black Panther 2 is bad, but not Black Panther 1.
Yeah, Black Panther 1 is peak. What are you talking about?
Didn't like it that much.
Dude, Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, you tripping, bro. You tripping.
I just think
now, if you were to say Chadwick Boseman was carried by his supporting cast, I would get with that, but it's not
wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Bro,
rewatch the movie.
Rewatch
the movie.
That's not.
Chadwick Boseman was carried by his cast. I mean, that's
insane.
That I like the way they portrayed Black Panther and Civil War a lot better than they did in the actual Black Panther movies.
That's fair.
I mean, that's fair, but I mean, to say it's bad or it's not that good is great. All right, I'm gonna say my next one. What's his number 6, right?
Yeah.
I'm going with TASM 1, man. TASM 1 is one of my favorite. Excuse me, Spider-Man movies of all time. It's in my top 6, which means it's great. I'm not glazing because of comic accuracy, but we're going to say this though. We are going to say that the TASM suit, right? I think the TASM suit is one of the best Spider-Man costumes of all time. I really do firmly believe that. And I thought that it was such a newer take, which is also why I hate TASM 2, because like you give us this whole different Peter Parker, and then you revert back to this crazy-eyed, big-eyed, ant-looking Spider-Man. It drives me nuts. But anyways, I think the TASM 1 suit is amazing. I think the introduction to Gwen Stacy is amazing. I love how like Peter was like sneaking around. Oscorp and gets caught by Gwen. Like I love all that, and then I also love how he's kind of this like anarchist, to where like Gwen's dad is all about certain thing, or he's against Spider-Man, but then he's debating him. Like I like all that. And is it comic accurate to Peter Parker? No, it's not. But when you accept that this movie is not going to be comic accurate, it's a good movie. You know what I mean? And this is a avid rewatch. But let's talk about the main reason why I love TASM 1. The score. That Spider-Man score for me is, oh my gosh. And the way that his web slingers are made, that little circle tap thing, amazing. I think that they cooked with all the small details when it came to TASM 1. So that's why I would say that TASM 1 is number 6 for me. I really do enjoy rewatching that movie very often.
For sure.
So, all right. Now we are getting to our top 5. Now it's getting real. So Brendan, what's your 5th, brother?
It's crazy. I was gonna say the same thing. It's TASM 1 for me, and his suit. I was gonna say same exact thing. His suit is top 3. Honestly, obviously we got the original suit, then we get the black suit, and then we got this suit. But for me, it's just his character. It was something new. It was something different for me, and him as a character as Andrew Garfield. As an actor, I guess he hit it for me in terms of like humor. I don't know. Like I said, when I go back and compare, like obviously I hate on Tom Holland for these things. It's one of those things. It's like, okay, when he's wearing this suit, he is a perfect Spider-Man. I think he's the best Spider-Man, in my opinion. But for like in terms of like humor and just like his mannerisms, his body language, he represents, like I could imagine like a comic book and his little one-liners he gets. It's actually funny for once. Like Tom Holland, I don't laugh at his I can't remember one-liner I laughed at his. But for Andrew Garfield and the first Spider-Man, that's what started me making glaze.
I laughed at Tom Holland Spider-Man in Avengers in Infinity War when that big giant monster was about to smash Stark, and then Peter goes out, "Hey man," that made me laugh so hard. And then when they're fighting the whole time, I thought,
what about Civil War when he first got introduced? He was like, yeah, I think I forgot some, and he threw the thing back at Bucky. That was hilarious.
Facts.
Who was the one that pretty much was about to crush it? Was it Bucky who was about to crush him, and he didn't realize, or was it Captain America?
That was Captain America when he had a shield on the freaking.
He literally was trying to kill the kid, bro.
Oh nah,
no,
he wanted to
he didn't know.
Bro, they were literally fighting to. Bro, I mean, when you think about the stakes, who cares who dies, bro? Zemo was wilding. Oh, but anyways, hey, Dallas, are you there?
Yeah, bro. So my phone died. Huh?
See your face, bro. Bro was laying on his stomach.
Dang, you kicking your feet up
Bro,
in the air.
Man,
Yo, is that his feet swinging?
You remember that photo with a guy kicking his feet up in the air with a lollipop in his mouth and a do-rag?
I lost 10 subs at this point. All right, what is your number 5?
My number 5. Good question. Probably Spider-Man 1, the first one.
Why? Why is he in your top 5?
It's just, it's a good movie. There's nothing wrong with it, really. I just like TASM 1 more.
TASM 1 more?
Yeah, I just like TASM 1 more, but it's a good movie, though.
It is a good
movie. I just like TASM 1 more because it's more like, I get that, he's all edgy and skater and punk or whatever, and he's not supposed to be all that, but, like, I just like it more. I think he's a better actor than Maguire.
Okay.
Like, and I think Maguire's not like you said, he's not a good actor. Like, he's very overrated.
He's terrible.
And, like, Garfield is a good actor. They just put him in a bad They just put him in a bad Spider-Man. But his Spider-Man's the most likable one, in my opinion. So, I like TASM 1 more.
All right. How about you, Jay?
I'm gonna go Homecoming. And not because I think it's bad. I honestly love this movie. I think that, like I was saying earlier, it was a fun twist with the Vulture when he's knocking on the door. Like I said, my jaw dropped when I was in the theater. Like when Peter pulls up to the crib and he's like, "Oh crap!" Like, and it's just like that whole interaction was so much fun because you have Peter here this whole time just awkwardly like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, what is going on right now? Like dead quiet. I forget. Liz pulls up, hands her the corset, like here, like take it. Then you get into the car scene where they're just like talking to each other, like Michael Keaton and Peter. So that was a lot of fun, And you get to the point where then Vulture realizes, like, oh, this is Spider-Man. It's like good old Spider-Man, like that. Like Michael Keaton crushed it in that movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite dialogues. Definitely very enjoyable. But yeah,
and when his voice changed, when they first remember when he found out that he was Spider-Man, you could see his voice change. Oh my gosh.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. And and it's like then he tells Liz to get out the car. He's like, "Get out the car, man." The dad talk, pulls out the gun. Like, yeah, that was well done. It was very well done. I definitely enjoyed that movie a lot. Only thing, like I said, whole trilogy issue carried off of Iron Man, But I mean, other than that, I thought it was a very enjoyable movie. So
yeah. Whoa! Chadwick was not carried by his cast, bro. Yes, he was, bro. Bro,
that's people I've never heard that movie.
Cast more than T'Challa and Black Panther one. Shuri and all of them carry a lot of that movie, bro. Trust, bro. And Michael B. Jordan.
That's insane.
TASM 1 score when he did the swing in the crane. Yes, bro. When all the construction people are holding the cranes.
100%.
That might be a top 3 Spider-Man scene of all time. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, not Peter Parker, actually feels like I'm watching Spider-Man from the comics come to life. Facts, bro. Facts. All right, what is your number 5?
My number 5, it is TASM 1.
Why is TASM 1 in your top 5?
Just like I said before, grew up on it. That was like one of the first Spider-Mans that I've ever watched live action.
So sorry for you. Sorry, go ahead.
but what's it called? Yeah, but it was just the way they did the lizard and it and everything like that, like it was just so good. And like even the scene when he was fighting the lizard inside the school, and like the way he was like crawling around the lizard, like webbing him up, like that was just so good. It was so good.
Great shot, yeah.
And then like also that scene where like where Stan Lee had the headphones on and they was in the classroom, and then like he took the table before it hit him and everything, and it's just the fighting scenes in that movie were just so good. And then also I think Dr. Connors was played really well. And of course, like how you talked about like the argument like of him like arguing with everybody for because everyone was against Spider-Man at the time, and he was arguing with everyone for why Spider-Man was a good idea.
Yeah.
Like there was just so many good things about it.
Another thing that TASM also did that changed the game is this is one of the first superhero movies where the love interest knows the identity off the rip. There's really no like real hiding, and that makes the movie so much. Nothing is more annoying than when a superhero has to hide his identity from his girlfriend.
Yeah.
That is the most annoying trope. Like, oh my gosh! If you guys watch Smallville, you guys will know my actual pain.
I've been meaning to watch that.
It's on dude, great stuff. It's on Hulu if you need to watch it. All right. Next, I'm up. Sorry, my fifth is Spider-Man 1. I think Spider-Man 1 is like the perfect origin story. There's no other way to put it. It's the perfect origin story. And I mean, if we are talking Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin, one of the greatest villains of all time. We are talking about James Franco. James Franco doesn't get enough love for what he did with Harry Osborn. He played a really great Harry Osborn. One of my favorite scenes, and I just saw this the other day on Instagram, is when Norman Osborn and all of them walk into Peter's room. He's not there, but he's on the ceiling because he was in his suit. And when his blood drops on the ground, Norman hears it, and he looks, and Spider-Man's hiding like under a ledge on his balcony. One of the greatest scenes, one of my favorite Spider-Man scenes in Spider-Man 1. And also, like, I wish I was old enough to be there, because I would have loved to like sit there in the moment, right, and see and be able to watch that, because like from a movie standpoint, it's a big upgrade. Because I mean, like before Spider-Man 1, the biggest upgrade was I'm pretty sure it was Spider-Man 1 and the X-Men. The X-Men movies and that's where like Hugh Jackman and Halle Berry and them first came out. Imagine going from like Christopher Reeve Superman or Batman 89, right, to that. It's a really big upgrade. So, this some might even argue that Spider-Man 1 is one of the most important movies of all time for the superhero genre, which I wouldn't argue. You know what I mean? So, this movie is really important to just superheroes in general. But great movie. All right, we're in the last four, man. So, Brendan, what is your fourth?
Dang, I'm surprised no one said Spider-Verse series yet. I'm gonna go with Spider-Man 1. These movies are Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2. They're amazing. And for me, it's obviously my childhood, so I'm gonna be a little bit biased there. But I just obviously I'm gonna tell you my next one is gonna be super obvious, but I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll tell you that my next time I talk.
I bet. Dallas, what's your fourth?
I would say Chasm, the first one.
Didn't you say that already or no?
No.
No.
Chasm, why?
Chasm, the first one. It's good. It's just not. It's just bad. It's just bad storytelling. It's decent storytelling. It's not bad storytelling. It's decent storytelling. Andrew Garfield's an amazing actor. Emma Stone is glorious in all that she does. She can never do anything wrong. But the movie is just it's only in top 4 because it means something to me. I think that was like the first superhero movie I watched was TASM 1. So it just really hits. It just really is like probably my favorite like to rewatch. But it's 4.
Okay, Jay.
I'm gonna go Spider-Man 1. I think to all Stevie's points, Green Goblin is hands down, in my opinion, to this day, best Spider-Man villain that's been portrayed live action. I think Willem Dafoe just brings such an energy to that role that I've never seen before. Like literally the scenes where he's talking to himself in the mirror, and like it's man. Like I get goosebumps thinking about that because like that was so fire. Like I've never seen anything like that, where you can just switch roles basically on a dime. Like that was crazy. And then I found a lot of humor in his Green Goblin too, where it's like they're sitting at the dinner table and he's like sharpening the knife, and they're no sorry, he went and reached for the food, and then Ame smacked his hand. That was a humorous moment to me. And as crazy as it sounds, like when he like blew up Aunt May's crib and was like telling her to finish the prayer, bro, like that was crazy. Like, bro, he was on demon time. Like that was so much fun to watch.
I totally forgot that he crashed.
Like,
Bro's grandma got blown up.
seriously, bro, like that was crazy. But I think again, just like the origin of it was so well done. And it's like I love these moments where it's like Peter realizes that he like Norman or Green Goblin realizes he knows who he is. Like all that, just to play on it, like it was fun. It was a fun movie. So
Yeah. How about you, dog?
Spider-Man 2. Just like I said before, Doc Ock, best Spider-Man villain ever. Especially live action. But I say Spider-Man 2 because of Doc Ock, and then that one scene where what's called that the hand from the clock tower was falling, and then he whipped and he got it and he brought it back up, and like he was like this close to hitting him in his head. Like that was it was hilarious when I first watched it. But like just that movie as a whole, and how like the story of Doc Ock, like how he was just some random scientist, and then something happened to the octopus suit that he had on because of what I think it was fusion. He was working on fusion or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And all because of that, and then it messed up his whole brain and everything and all that. And then Tentacles just had a mind of its own, and then his whole storytelling and origin story for that movie was just so good that I can't overlook it. It's definitely my favorite out of the Tobey trilogy.
My fourth, I'm going Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
yeah, it's too early.
No, it's not. Not for me. I think that Into the Spider-Verse is obviously one of the greatest Spider-Man movies of all time. I don't really have anything negative to say about it. To be honest, it's just when I am thinking about the hero's journey, I think that Miles Morales. I think that I love the idea of Miles Morales' hero's journey being looked at through the eyes of Peter Parker, Gwen Stacy, and other heroes, and him kind of figuring it out, and was through kind of their eyes. And I mean the animation style to me took a lot for me to get used to be honest. But I just think that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, it gave us a different Spider-Man origin story by using other Spider-Man to build up this main character of Miles Morales, and the idea that Miles Morales is different from all of the other Spider-Mans, not just because he's black, right? But just because at this point at least, right? He has his mom and dad, right? He has this, he has friends, but at the same time, he kind of got accidentally caught up into having a greater purpose, and I'll get into that when we get into across the Spider-Verse. But Into the Spider-Verse to me is like the perfect intro for a character that doesn't have the same path that every other character has gone on when it comes to Spider-Man. You know what I mean? And seeing Kingpin, pop in there, and seeing that in his origin, he sees Spider-Man die on his Earth, and that's what inspires him to want to be like Spider-Man. Then he actually gets bit and becomes Spider-Man. And then on top of that, his uncle's the freaking Prowler. By the way, the Prowler suit was fire. By the way, I have the Fortnite skin for it. But the movie's perfect. I mean, the movie's darn near perfect. So, yeah, that's why I have it as my top 4. But the other 3 to me are clear masterpieces. So that's the reason why. But I still think this movie is anything for me, top 5 and up is clearly a masterpiece. I don't have much to complain. So we're cracking down to the top 3. So Brendan, what's your number 3, dog?
I'm gonna have to say it's gonna be very controversial. Into the Spider-Verse.
It's not controversial. Why?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, everything up to the point is really, really good. But I don't know. I don't really have like negatives. It's just like just my taste in movies. It's hard to put these other movies above that one.
Fair. Hey, Dallas.
Mine is Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Why?
I think Vulture is one of my favorite villains of all.
That's my least favorite.
And it's because he is the most grounded, real villain that they have. He cares about his family, providing for his workers.
Vibes.
Yo, what do you over there muttering, Stevie?
No, I'm saying nobody asked Brendan. Brendan was like, he's not my favorite. No one asked you, bro. Oh my god.
I think, like I said, Vulture is probably the most grounded, relatable, down to earth villain that I've seen in any of the Marvel movies. Keaton makes that movie. 100%. He makes that movie. And I think he is the best Spider-Man villain, hands down.
Or Willem Dafoe?
Because,
what?
Because here's my reasoning. Ain't
no reason.
Here's my reasoning. Shut up.
Yes, Poppy.
Spider-Man he's your neighbor. He's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Okay. And Keaton, it fits the mold of that neighborhood villain, the guy who's just he's just a blue collar guy trying to provide for his family. That's all. He's just providing for his family. He's providing for the workers because they got laid off because of this whole other thing. And I love the way that they tied that in. Keaton is the most down to earth villain, and I can relate to him more than any other villain.
I respect
that movie is nothing without Keaton, huh?
I said I respect that.
Yeah, that's a fair take. Is him being better than Willem Dafoe?
Yeah,
that's extremely questionable. That's just me personally. I know that Dafoe's better acting and all of that jazz and whatever, but for me, relatability wise, and that's what Spider-Man is all about. Dude. I think Keaton just fits who Spider-Man is and who he's been in comics and what Spider-Man is all about. And Spider-Man is all about he's more to us. He's closer to us than Superman and Thor and all these other relatable heroes, you know?
By the way, Dafoe is not a better actor than Keaton. Keaton got Beetlejuice, bro. So let's just stop that.
That's true. That's true. I'm saying I'm saying that what people would say because people love Dafoe's. Yeah.
Got you.
So Dafoe got Beetlejuice too, though.
That flying chicken is not better than the Green Goblin, bro.
Huh?
That flying chicken is not better than the Green Goblin.
It's a vulture. You know what those birds are? The carrion birds?
Dude,
do you know what vultures are?
He's a chicken, bro. He's an old man and a chicken.
We call him a flying chicken. All right, Jalen, what is your top three, bro?
I'm gonna go.
Sorry, you're third. My bad.
I'm gonna go No Way Home for this one. I think No Way Home, while it hasn't aged well, I'll say that it hasn't aged well. On first watch, I loved it. I think, despite the fan service, it still gave us a lot of fun moments with the three of them. To Steven's point, the scene where they're all talking about Uncle Ben. That's a great scene. The other thing too that I really loved about that movie was the hatred that built up in Peter right after Green Goblin killed Aunt May. That was lit. You know, he's like, I want to kill him, and you can see the trauma that comes from when Aunt May gets killed. I love that. Even down to the last fight scene where Peter is just teeing off on him. Bro, I don't know if I've ever besides Tobey Maguire, we haven't seen anything like that where it's he just unleashes everything. I love that. I love that rage. You know, that.
Unless you read comics,
huh?
Unless you read the comic where he beats up Kingpin. I
mean, okay, but we talking about live action right now.
Yeah.
Because I know what you're talking about. When he went to his jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was good. But yeah, I mean, live action wise, that was fun. And then you have that moment at the end where he grabs the glider and is about to kill him, and you got Tobey Maguire. I keep doing that. Tobey Maguire as basically an older brother. Come on, you know. And I think again, just my favorite aspect of that movie, my favorite thing about it is the setup to his next trilogy. Like, despite the end, I just think the movie as a whole, like again, gives him that sense of responsibility to understand what it really means to be Spider-Man. So I think that was really well done as kind of like a setup movie. So so that's my third.
Yeah, what's your third, bro?
It's Into the Spider-Verse.
Is what?
Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
I think the last time I watched that movie, I think, was 4 years ago. But like, it's just a very good movie. Like you said, the animation took me a while to get used to. Like even like when it first came out, I was like, bro, this animation sucks. Like, but then
What?
Yeah, it was weird,
bro.
It was weird.
It was very weird. But like I got used to it after I watched it the second time. But just the storytelling, like how just talking about like how different Miles is from the rest of them, was just really good, and just seeing the perspective of how things are for him, it was and him having to actually take on the role of Spider-Man was really good. The storytelling in the movie was just perfect.
Yeah. I'm going Spider-Man Homecoming. And I think Spider-Man Homecoming is the third greatest Spider-Man. Like, this isn't my favorite. I think Spider-Man Homecoming is the third greatest Spider-Man movie of all time. And I even put this over Into the Spider-Verse. And the reason why I think Spider-Man Homecoming is like a top 3 greatest Spider-Man movie of all time is because of the fact that, like, we are going from Civil War to a kid in Peter Parker where he's an actual kid, bro. Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, they're in their freaking 30s, bro, in high school, bro. It's like freaking, what's that dumb show that my the wife likes? One Tree Hill. Yeah.
I was
freaking one. But like, look, freaking 35, bro. You know, with Tom Holland, he is a teenager, and I love movies where like a hero is trying to like actually discover themselves and who they are, and like in Spider-Man Homecoming, Peter, like Tom Holland, his Peter Parker, he's trying to be Spider-Man. He's in the street level solving dumb stuff, like people that are stealing bikes. Like, that's freaking Spider-Man, bro. And if like you were talking about like a Spider-Man who just got his powers, he's trying to figure himself out. He looks up to Tony Stark, and he screws the pooch. He does, you know what I mean? And then Tony Stark takes away his suit, and we see him back in that rinky-dinky freaking onesie fighting against Vulture. Like, bro, that if we were talking about a Peter Parker story, that's Spider-Man, bro. That is freaking Spider-Man through and through. And not to mention, he doesn't get the girl he wanted in the end. I mean, that's Spider-Man. Spider-Man always loses in the end, And one thing that they've always kept through those 3 Spider-Man movies is that he always loses. Because that is Spider-Man. He never wins. He always has to sacrifice something in the end. And each movie, the sacrifice got worse and worse and worse. And so, so if anyone craps on that, like one of my biggest pet peeves about some of the Raimi stuff is I felt like Spider-Man won too much. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like there was no like in Raimi's trilogy. I wanted Aunt May to check. You know what I'm saying? Like in the most violent way possible. But it didn't happen. I was so sexy that old lady. But anyways, so yeah, I think this movie is greatness, and not to mention Aunt May. Come on.
Hey man, woo, brother. Thank you, God.
Yeah, and then and then Tony Stark popping up, that's a plus. But I mean, the Vulture, and I haven't even talked about Vulture yet. Vulture's dope. Them going on the school trip and he saved them in DC. Like, that's Spider-Man to me. Not everything with Spider-Man always has to be about fighting a villain, but like Spider-Man is like your day-to-day hero. Like, if I lose my dog, Spider-Man's going to find my dog. That's Spider-Man. So.
Yeah, it's like like I was saying earlier, you get a different take with Tom Holland where he's outside of New York. It's different. Like, I was getting sick of just seeing like, okay, he's set in New York. Like, that's it. Like, you can't go outside of that. Like, no, the monument scene where he's climbing up, like that's fun, man. That's enjoyable when you give me something fresh, something different.
I mean, yeah, and even with Superman, one of my favorite scenes was when he saved the squirrel. People thought it's stupid, but that's what Superman does, bro. Like, Superman saves the small animals because he's a hero. So, so yeah, I think that Spider-Man Homecoming is the third greatest Spider-Man movie. And not to mention Homecoming, that suit is my favorite Spider-Man suit of all time. Peak. And I don't even think the brand new day suit touches the home.
What? Oh wow! Oh
Jordan.
wow!
That's
What?
And I'm a costume connoisseur. I'm just being real with you. By the way, I think the PS4 Spider-Man suit is probably the best Spider-Man suit of all time. Like
We
Oh,
talk
with
yeah.
about-
the white lines,
Yeah.
with the freaking white Spider-Man lines, I think that suit's unbeatable.
Oh yeah, 100%.
yeah,
Yeah. So all right, we're down to the bottom two. What is number two? Brendan.
Oh, me? All right. I'm gonna say Across the Spider-Verse. I think obviously we had to get adjusted to the first movie, and then when we knew what to expect coming into this movie, we could really appreciate that Spider-Verse trilogy for what it is. And just like it was just a constant like what's the word? It was like an overload in terms of just like characters that are fun and engaging, and everyone just had some involvement within it. And it was, obviously the scene like towards the beginning when they're getting chased down by all the Spider-Mans, and you're like, oh, this Spider-Man, no way they got a Spider-Man. You remember all the theories that came out? I was like, oh my gosh, they have the PS5 Spider-Man in here, and people are going crazy with the leaks, and that was just such a fun time. And for me, it's that movie's always it separates itself from every other Spider-Man movie to a certain extent, and it kind of just created its own thing.
Okay. Anyone else?
Also the cliffhanger, dude. Sheesh.
Okay. Great movie. Yeah. Dallas, how about you?
Oh my goodness, it's so hard to pick between the two. I don't Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse. I don't know. The scene where they're all describing who they lost hits hard. The Prowler hits hard too, and I had to pick between which one hits harder. I would say Across the Spider-Verse is my second.
Whoa!
Why? That's a big one. Why?
Because because what's her name? Because Doc Ock was a woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's your reason?
That's the only reason I can think of.
Because it's that perfect, huh?
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. Doc Ock was a girl, and I don't know why.
Wait, and you said that's for because she was a woman in Into the Spider-Verse.
Was she really?
Yeah,
I don't remember her Into the Spider-Verse.
No,
Into the Spider-Verse is the first one. Across the Spider-Verse is the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
She was in the second though. Oh no! I'm mixing them up. Okay. Then Into the Spider-Verse has the Prowler. Into the Spider-Verse. Has to be Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay. And by the way, if anyone has told you that you look like Miles Morales, they were clearly lying to you. Just letting you know that. Okay, Jalen.
That was really random. Why would I want to look like him? Why would I want to look like that?
Okay, Jalen.
Okay.
Right. Here we go, dude. Check out control. All right, Jalen. What is your second favorite Spider-Man movie of all time?
Yeah, we're gonna go Into the Spider-Verse. And it's interesting because I remember when it first came out, like my uncle was trying to take me, and I'm like, bro, what do I look like going to see an animated Spider-Man movie? Like, this is gonna be so dumb, bro. Like what are we talking about? But I remember it's funny, like y'all talk about the animation style, how you didn't like it at first, but I remember just being so captivated when I literally sat down. Like, you just see the different color aspects, shift as different things happen throughout the movie. Granted, at this time, like I also didn't have much of a knowledge on Miles Morales either, so this was kind of like my first introduction to him as well. So like that was a fun origin, really just getting to know who he was. I thought and this is another thing about it, like the soundtracks for both Into Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse, fire. And I think that plays a large role into the movie as well, where it's like you get to the scene where he's now like realizing who he is as Spider-Man. Going across the buildings that was fire.
The soundtracks are the best in the Spider-Man series.
Yeah.
Can we glaze those movies for a second? For me, those movies are top 3, like top 5 animated things of all animated like films of all time.
Yeah.
And then for me, those are top 5 movies as well. Like the animation is the most beautiful. Like it's beautiful. It's like it's gorgeous. Like it's just stunning.
Like it's stuck.
Bro, that scene when he like kind of like flips off the side of the building and is like going backwards
That's
in
what I'm
slow
saying.
motion.
It's
And the
falling.
glass is
Bro.
coming off his feet.
Yeah, bro. And the soundtrack on top of that.
Bro,
Sunflower is
that
one of
movie
the
was just
artists
all
songs.
around just beautiful. Like it was a work of art, like a work of absolute art.
Dude, that's when Sunflower blew up too. You can't
Yeah.
forget about that.
It's
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm
largest
saying.
song of all time.
Yeah.
Spider-Verse soundtracks for both movies were definitely the best.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
I think the second one was way better though. I'm not
It
gonna lie.
was.
Yeah.
The second
It
one
was. It really built off of it.
It was. Here's my thing too. With animation, you can also do a lot more than you can with live action. So I think that plays a large role into it as well. The animation style I thought was really well done. But yeah, like I said, just as a whole, like that's one of my top movies. So like, and obviously, my next one's coming. Like that was that was my favorite Spider-Man movie until the following one came out. But we'll get into that in a second.
Okay, bet. And your number 2.
No Way Home is number 2. I have No Way Home at number 2 because for one, I literally saw a what's it called? I saw a reel of that. I didn't even know about this until I saw it. But when they were swinging together, and then they all like used each other to
Yeah, Tom Holland swing. Yeah, he shot
that was perfect.
That was nuts.
That was so crazy. And then also the whole them talking about Uncle Ben scene, and then Aunt May dying, and then Peter he stopped holding back because that's the whole thing about Spider-Man. He holds back with everybody, and then he didn't hold back, and he did everything he could to try and kill Green Goblin. And then also his spider sense when he noticed that Green Goblin was like, getting ready to do something.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Great
that
scene.
was so good. Like,
Great scene.
Yo, just to add on to your glaze real quick, because no one's talked about, dude, that scene when Andrew Garfield redeemed himself and saved what's her name?
Zendaya.
Yeah.
MJ. Yeah,
And she
then
like
he was
started crying. She didn't know why.
Yeah,
it was
Bro.
that is such a you scene. Such a you scene to like.
Here's the other thing to add on to this point too about the Green Goblin. Like that whole apartment scene was also like fire.
He got beat the crap out of.
Like,
I mean,
bro,
it's wild to think that he has 3 villains just chilling in the house here. Like, it's actually wild to think about.
that was stupid. That was stupid. But
it's like.
But it's such a Peter Parker thing to do. You know what I mean? It's such a Peter Parker thing.
And it goes back to the whole point I made earlier. Like it doesn't matter what he thinks is right or what's wrong. He goes off of what's right to the world. And it's like he thought that was the right thing to do because of the fact that he's like, if I can make them better instead of keep putting them in jail or whatever, like I'm going to try and do it.
Yeah.
Like, and he tried it, and props to him.
Yeah,
I can fix them.
And this also fixed. To be honest with you, it revived not even revived. It truly helped out the Tom Holland trilogy.
Oh no, it saved the trilogy.
Like,
Yeah.
Let's be real. It saved the trilogy. Like without that movie, the trilogy. I'm not gonna say it's cooked, but
definitely, I don't know. Wait a second.
the whole, of course, like him losing everything. Like he lost. Spider-Man wins, but then Peter Parker loses at the end of the day because everyone has to forget that he is who he is. Like everyone in the multiverse. And then now it's like even to the point of Doctor Strange getting upset because he's like, this is such a sad thing that he has to go through, but it needs to happen. Like,
Yeah.
and then at the end when he walked into the coffee shop with MJ there and Ned there and all that, like that scene was just so good. It was that movie was just peak.
I will say one nitpick. I feel like they lost out on the opportunity to having like a Venom, and I know the whole entire thing with Sony and all that kind of stuff. But obviously, Andrew Garfield references to that and wishing he could fight a space monster or whatever. But I feel like that would have been the perfect opportunity for Andrew Garfield to finally face Venom. Obviously, we're gonna get that with Tom Holland, and we had a with Tobey Maguire, but he never got his chance.
Yeah, I think it's good. Honestly, like, I don't think he needed to be in that movie. Am I echoing right now?
it's on his mic. Hey, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't think he needed to be in that movie. I feel like logically it didn't make sense for him to not be in that movie, considering he died fighting Spider-Man. However, I do think saving him for for like this next trilogy was the best move. What I kind of would have preferred was like where they were going off of that rage arc, you know, where it's like he's still mad about Aunt May dying, that he got the symbiote at that point in time. Like I feel like that would have been a good time to maybe give it to him. I think that might have made sense, but like I said, I don't think introducing Venom in that point was really necessary.
I think it kind of goes off of the whole Tasman 2 thing of like you add too many people, too many villains in a movie, it's just not going to mesh well.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Well,
especially
wait till you see the new Spider-Man.
Yeah, Brandon Day's gonna be that on steroids, but
But I mean, it's characters that everyone has already been introduced. And
no, it's
everyone
not.
loves.
We might be getting Jean Grey and the
But,
freaking Punisher.
no, but
dude.
I'm talking about like you. I mean, Punisher's already been introduced.
Yeah, true.
And they have
Stay
the
Sing
Hawk.
might be Jean Grey, bro.
They have the Hawk in there. Like, it's
gonna be a lot. I'm curious how they're gonna bring it together. For
Yeah.
sure.
But yeah, the part
And one of the dudes that is casting it, the freaking Tillman guy, he was rumored to play Kang like 6 months ago to be casted as Kang.
Yeah.
So who knows what they're cooking? All right, let me get to my second right here. I'm going Across the Spider-Verse. I don't think it's the best Spider-Man movie of all time. I have a personal rule where like with a lot of the movies, I have to see like the way that I judge movies is how it finishes off. You know what I mean? So like the only movie I don't hold that rule to is Winter Soldier because that movie is just that good. But with Across the Spider-Verse, I think that from a lore standpoint, it's very amazing. Where how they give us the whole canon moment thing. I love seeing how that kind of plays out and how each Spider-Man has had their canon moment. And by the way, Oscar Isaac as Spider-Man 2999. I mean, bro, the aura.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God. And then Spider-Punk. Come on, and then we're talking Gwen. Talking about Gwen Stacy, and and you know, and we're also talking about all of the other characters that really pop up. I mean, Scarlet Spider, bro. Come on, Ben Riley.
Ben Riley, yeah, Ben Riley, man.
I think Ben Riley crazy. I'm not gonna lie, but
yeah, bro.
I like Miguel. I like Miguel a lot.
So yeah, they cooked really hard with that, and then the idea of like Miles was never supposed to get bitten by the spider. I love that idea as well. And then obviously, if you guys know his canon moment, you guys know his canon. If you play the Spider-Man game, do you know his canon moment is his dad dying, and that's what's like the fear of what's happening or what he's trying. He doesn't know that that's going to happen. I don't think he does, right?
No, he does. He thinks he can stop it, though.
He does know. Yeah, he does know. But he tries to stop it, and I don't like the ending though.
The cliffhanger, the part it's part one technically.
I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid that the person that captured him is the Prowler version of himself. I don't think that's cool. But I think everything else in that movie is literally amazing. And all of his variants. I mean, the movie's darn near perfect. But my favorite part is when Mona Lisa is playing and him and Gwen are swinging. That was my most played song that year because and this might sound weird. I used to lay down and close my eyes and just think of them swinging while playing the song. That's how much I love that scene, bro. Like, I'm a true nerd, bro.
We went to breakfast after church the other day, and I was playing that song in my car, and he gets out the car and he's like, "Bro, were you playing Mona Lisa?"
Bro, like, it literally brings that scene brings back some of the happiest moments of my life, bro. Like, I freaking love that song.
I will say this one nitpick between the two of them. I hate how they went away from the suit in the original Spider-Verse movie. I think that suit was perfect in terms of like the kind of the graffiti kind of look with the spider symbol. It was different, And I didn't like his second suit compared to the first one perfect.
The second one's peak, bro.
The graffiti, bro.
I just hate.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the eyes are crazy, but the second one's peak, bro.
It's
the
good,
but
not,
the graffiti.
I wish it didn't step away from that.
Question: did you wear it yet in the Spider-Man game?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I did. That was like one of my favorite suits to wear.
No, the second one.
Oh, the second one? I think I tried it on.
Try it in the Spider-Man game. That might change your mind. And movement is so much better. The other one looks too unprofessional for me, but I heard you saying. All right.
Unprofessional.
And now we are on our last one, the number one. Brendan, what is your favorite / the best Spider-Man movie of all time?
It's so hard because, like, obviously the top two are like 1A, 1B for me. Basically, it's not like a 1-2, but 1A. But man, you already know the one that everyone loves the most and is considered the greatest. It's Spider-Man 2. I think that Spider-Man 1 was peak, but it really built off of that and added so much like character developments with, Peter Parker battling with himself, and then obviously you got Doc Ock, and he's one of the most memorable characters. But I really just loved that whole him losing his powers and fighting with himself, and all that. Just the whole character arc of himself was just the first one, but even better on top of that, which is so much more depth to it. And obviously, that suit's like the best suit outside of, the PS5 Spider-Man.
Bet. Dallas, what's your number one, dog?
Across the Spider-Verse. The whole Spider-Punk, like, Spider-Punk made that movie for me.
I can see you being him for Halloween.
Huh?
I can see you being him for Halloween.
Yeah, I don't really do that, but yeah, sure. I mean, if I had to be somebody, he would be a great option. Spider-Punk is just like, man, like his like the way his ideology and like the ideologies that they push during that movie, like the different viewpoints, like that. I could sit down and have a conversation about the different viewpoints in that movie. I did when I watched the movie for like an entire night, just stayed up, just talking about like. There's the depth to that movie is just beautiful. There's nothing wrong with that movie. There's nothing wrong with it except for the freaking cliffhanger. There's nothing wrong with it. Oh, and the part that like, no, except for the cliffhanger, there's literally nothing wrong with that movie.
Yeah,
it's glorious, and the animation style just needs to be glazed more. I don't want anyone else to use it because then it's just going to become overused, and then it's just not going to hit as hard. But it's beautiful. Like all the way through.
Pig too, bro.
Did you see the same writers and makers? They did a Batman Beyond in the same art. Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
No.
I knew they were doing it. I just haven't seen it.
Yeah, no. I seen it. It was perfect.
Yeah. All right, Jay. And what's your number one?
Across the Spider-Verse, bro. I could not glaze this movie more. I'm not going to lie. Like I've watched this movie so many times. I will continue to do so because I feel like that movie was pretty much flawless. I think the flow of the movie was just like dead on. From like literally, you take the start, like the spot when it's like he's just a joke, and you start to progress through the movie, and it's like, oh nah, he's for real now. Like that moment when they when Peter was or not Peter, Miles was in Hobby. What's his name? Hobby? I forget. Whatever the Indian version of Spider-Man, I forget what his name is. But yeah, when he's in that,
Let me cancel, bro.
like,
Thanks.
All right, we got demonetized.
He said, okay. Anyways, when he was in that universe, and it's like he then saw like what was about to happen to his dad, and he gets stuck in like that like kind of mind game with the spot. Like he's like, yo, what was that? Like I love that point in the movie. Like that was such a turning point because I'm like, yo, this is fire. Like now it's like, okay, it's on for real. And now, and then, when he gets stuck and all that, like I didn't like the cliffhanger too much. Like that sucks because now we gotta wait another like 2 years just to see it. But the chase scene, top tier, bro. Like you had Miles finessing all of them, bro. Like he was Saquon Barkley, like juking everybody out, bro. That was great. That was really well done. I'm trying to think. Oh, there was one scene that's like smaller, but it was a scene where he had just picked up his dad's cake, and he's coming into the apartment, and now he's like swinging up the stairs and putting his clothes back on as he's swinging up the stairs. Bro, that's a small minor detail and minor scene, but like that to me was so dope because it's like now he has a grasp on his powers and he can do stuff like that. Like that was fun. That was really cool. So yeah, Across the Spider-Verse, hands down, best Spider-Man film of all time.
Bet. What is your number one?
Across the Spider-Verse. I would say that chase scene, especially the part where I forget which Spider-Man variant he was hiding behind, but he was hiding behind one of them, and then he turned around, and then he was just like
on his back, like crouched up.
Yeah. That was hilarious. But besides that part, I mean, seeing all different Spider-Man variants was so good, especially 2099 Miguel O'Hara. Oh my gosh, I loved him. especially
ain't
in
fucking that for real, but yeah, he was fine.
and what was the Spider-Man game? I played it on Xbox 360. I think it was
Sarah Dimensions.
Shadows.
Yeah, Shadow.
no. It was I think it was like Edge of Time or something like that.
Edge of Time, yeah.
I loved that one. It was with Anti-Venom and Miguel O'Hara. It was such a good game, but like that, just watching that across Spider-Verse with Miguel O'Hara in there and all that, it just brought back so much nostalgia from playing that game. And then plus all the Spider-Punk and all them being in there, it was so good. And then also like the whole Miles was supposed to get bit part, like the whole plot line of the story definitely made it one of my favorites.
So real quick, it is Shattered Dimensions.
Okay, bad.
Yeah.
Bad. My number one is No Way Home. I think that Spider-Man No Way Home is the greatest Spider-Man movie of all time. I think that Spider-Man No Way Home does the unthinkable, which is you find a way to close out two of the previous Spider-Man stories, and we get to see both of them interact with the current Spider-Man in live action. I think live action will always hold to be the greatest because I think animation is super easy to do. So when you get to see crazy stuff for me done in live action, that like you would like. And Jalen, like I've known you the longest. Like you and I used to talk about that as like a fantasy. You know what I mean? Thinking that Tobey and Andrew and Tom Holland could be in the same movie, and like the fact that we got to see that happen in live action for me was crazy. But also, I love the plot of Spider-Man No Way Home because Spider-Man is still. I mean, everybody knows that he's Peter, but people still think that he's a murderer. And then he goes to Doctor Strange. It's just such a Spider-Man movie. With stuff like that, and then like he got like green paint thrown on him, so he had to turn his suit inside out, and then he takes down all of the villains that all of the previous Spider-Mans fought, which I really think they did that to show us that Tom Holland is the greatest Spider-Man of all time. That I really think it was for that reason. But like Tom Holland took a beating as well when the Green Goblin, really the whole entire team just cooked him. You know what I mean? So I think that in general, Spider-Man No Way Home is the greatest movie. And what also they do with Peter Parker is they reset him as a character. You know, he got like a mini reboot. Yeah. And I think that's what also is perfect because they had to find a way to exit us out of this post-Tony Stark era. And they did that by, you know, making Doctor Strange make everyone forget that he doesn't exist. And I do think that is going to have its own piece in Avengers Doomsday. I think Peter Parker is going to have to pay some consequences for that, him and Doctor Strange. But I also think that going into the future with Spider-Man Brand New Day, there's a reason why they chose that name. And not just because it's the name of a comic book, but because this is a brand new day for Spider-Man. And I think that payoffs for me are everything. And I think they paid off all three, like paying off three different characters in one movie is insane. And I have never, and mind you, I've seen every superhero movie since freaking Superman Returns in theaters. I have never in my life seen a movie crowd go crazy in every single screen. Like when Tobey goes through that portal, I've never heard people yell that loud in my life in a movie theater. Like people lost their minds, and people can talk about the hype and all this stuff. That's the point of the multiverse. The whole point of the multiverse is to be able to pull stuff off like this. So, and like the same way, if they brought back Cavill to be with Corn Sweat, I would lose my mind too. Him and Brandon Ruth, like I would go crazy because that to me is honoring the legacy of the past Spider-Mans. And like to me, I felt like it was saying a final goodbye to these two as Peter goes off into his new adventure where he's going to be alone and be his own man.
I just think you don't want it to be the basis of the plot, which is what I think Deadpool and Wolverine kind of suffered from. Because I do enjoy the fan service. Like it's cool in the moment, but like as it ages, it's just not as good in my opinion.
I will argue Spider-Verse is fan service too, but okay.
You think Spider-Verse is fan service?
100% fan service, bro.
In what way? Because it's like that something like that hasn't been done. So how is that?
They basically did the same thing. They basically did the same thing that Spider-Man No Way Home did.
But I feel like it's different because at this point we already had an attachment.
You got Childish Gambino as the problem, bro. Come on, dog. Come on, stop it, bro. Stop it. PS5 Spider-Man, come on, dog. Stop it. They gave us
Childish Gambino's a good actor. He's been acted in multiple things. That's not fan service. It's just they picked a good actor.
That's like a 2-minute scene as opposed to like Tobey.
They had Andrew Garfield in there too, by the way.
Yeah, but fans gotta be consistent. Fans can't cry about fans cry about MCU movies having cameos, but then when the Spider-Verse does cameos, everybody's cool with it. No.
Like I said, cameos aren't an issue. Like that's cool. Like I
Yeah,
said,
I love
it can't be the basis of the whole movie. You know, where it's like I said,
Garfield
you're
and Mark the basis of the
characters like
movie.
Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. Like that's like the obviously like that's what we all grew up on, or for the most part, like everybody grew up on, and you're bringing that back to invoke a certain feeling in your audience, right? I feel like with Spider-Verse is characters we haven't necessarily met before. It's like a whole
They brought back all the old school Spider-Mans from the anime. It's obviously
but it was
No. Because they used Garfield and Maguire to save themselves. That's what it was about. At the end of the day, like if you want to be like realistic and admit it, they used Maguire and Garfield to save the movie. That was the only thing the movie had going for it. The only thing.
You can say the same thing about having Miguel O'Hara and the Scarlet Spider chase after Miles Morales. You could say the same thing.
Have we? But again,
most people are casuals. They don't know who those people are.
Exactly.
That's not true. That is not true.
That is definitely true.
That's not true.
100% true. If I ask some of my friends right now, who were those two people chasing Miles Morales, they'd be like, "Oh, it's just that dude and that dude." They don't know who those guys are. The only people that matters to is the nerd fan.
Your Pilly friends aren't the fandom, bro. Screw your friends.
That's the entire point I'm trying to make. Garfield and whatchamacallit and Maguire, them bringing them back caters to pretty much everyone. That's just a play off emotions for everyone. Even if you're not a nerd, you know who those two guys are.
Because they played the video games, bro. Everyone people know who these people are.
There's an 8-year age gap with you too. Yeah, there's an 8-year age gap with your friends too.
The characters
I'm so right on this.
And
I'm so right on this.
Universe, bro, we have not seen before.
No, I think you're wrong. But
live action or animated, we haven't seen those characters on screen before and across the Spider-Verse, right?
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
That's like, but it's different because it's like again, your main characters in that movie are what? Gwen Stacy, Miles, 2099, what you call it, Spider-Woman, at least
Spider-Pig.
Yeah, so like you had main hitters and you had like cameos pop up throughout the movie, right? But again, we hadn't been introduced.
Nicolas Cage.
The main hitters for that movie were the two dudes who they were bringing back.
Dude, we got Nicolas Cage, Charles Gambino, Andrew Garfield, and everyone. Oh, dude.
Good
actors. That's not a like. What are you talking about?
I'm just gonna be honest, nothing like that. No Way Home third act for me it's unbeatable. It's unbeatable. And then the first half of the movie, him going to Doctor Strange, that's Marvel to me, bro. He goes to Doctor Strange to try to fix his problem, and because he's trying to fix his problem, other people get involved. That's Spider-Man to me. I mean, I can't hate on it, but I mean, as I said, this is subjective. So when it comes to me, you can have the Spider-Verse movies and No Way Home as long as those are in people's top 3. I'm not mad. And that's kind of where I'm at. Even if you want to put Raimi's in the top 3, I'm not mad at it.
Again, I love No Way Home. Like I love that movie.
And to me, fan service isn't a bad thing. I love fan service, bro. I love all fan service. I'm fan service Stevie. All right, we're gonna read some chats and we're out of here. Let's see.
I'm house right now, but
all right, Jay.
It was good.
I love you, homie. Be safe.
I love talking Spider-Man. I'll catch y'all later.
I catch you later, homie. Who's the best legacy character between Wally West, Nightwing, and Miles Morales Spider-Man? I will say this out of bias.
Nightwing.
I would say Nightwing, but Wally West is probably the best legacy character just because Wally West is a better Flash than Barry Allen. Now, here's a combo that people aren't prepared for, though, Hungry. And I'm working on a video. Dick Grayson is a better Batman than Bruce Wayne, and I'm just spitting facts.
Well, yeah.
Which when the 3 Spider-Man started swinging together, my theater started swinging 100%. Spider-Verse literally brought Insomniac Spider-Man and Spectacular Spider-Man. How's that not fan service? Exactly, bro. People will want to act like
most people don't know who those guys are.
Spider-Man.
Hungry?
You don't know PS5 Spider-Man?
Hungry, Almighty. No, I didn't really grow up playing the games, to be honest.
Well, that's you. Toby and Andrew Spidey actually had a role and played as the second main character while Spider-Verse men are nothing but cameos. Exactly. They had more meaning than these random people.
Those two dudes saved the movie.
Saying that Spider-Man Home don't work without Toby and Andrew is crazy. That's the whole point of the facts. I'm about to cook all the point we made on why Spider-Man No Way Home is great while fan service multiverse movies like Deadpool and Wolverine is trash. Toby and Andrew never got the proper ending that they deserved. No Way Home gave them that ending to them and elevated Tom. Meanwhile, Hugh and Wolverine had the perfect ending, but they still brought him back.
What? Did they say Hugh Wolverine had the perfect ending?
I think he's saying that Logan was perfect. I hate Logan,
Yeah,
so I
Logan.
disagree with having a perfect ending. I think Logan's a terrible movie. But I also I don't think Deadpool and Wolverine is bad, but it's not great. You know what I mean?
I think it's
The whole point that we're trying to make Hungry Almighty is that the cameos, the whole point I'm trying to make is that the whole point of the whole having Maguire and what's his name back in the movies saves the movies. Like this, like, yeah, they didn't have the ending they deserved. Boo hoo, cry about it. Like, this is Tom Holland. Like, we're on something completely different now. Like, I don't really care about that. Like,
now
we're just catering to now like older fans. Like, that's all that is. You just basically proved my point.
Well, actually, I'm gonna be honest. They do cater to older fans, and that's why it's better. I mean, it is better because they cater. I mean, that's the fact. I mean, you can argue all you want, but
Real
because
quick.
they brought them back, that's why it's better, bro. I mean,
Yeah,
it doesn't make it bad or worse.
real quick, Dallas, what year were you born in?
Why does that matter?
Just answer the question.
Hey, that's so aggressive.
2006.
2006. So you were 4 years old when Shattered Dimensions came out.
Oh, okay.
So that's why your friend group is going to be around 4 to 3 years old when that game came out. So that's why you don't understand these other characters too.
Okay.
that's not a valid take.
I don't agree because I watched all the Reeves movies and knew everything about the Reeves movies, and those came out in the 70s. I knew everything about Batman 89, and I was born in 1999, so that doesn't really matter. But so we can't use that. But all right, we're gonna end the show tonight, guys. Come on Thursday, we're gonna get back to our news. A lot of Avengers, Doomsday stuff, and X-Men stuff. Oh yeah, one thing. Again, but like think about it. Hugh Jackman never needed to come back. Tobey and Andrew, you can at least justify bringing them back. That's the difference.
To make people feel better about it. I mean, if that's what we're building movies on now, then I mean, there's a whole lot of people that we need to bring back.
Well, it's kind of hard because they're trying to bring X-Men back, and you can't bring. Well, he got brought back because they're trying to bring X-Men
all
back.
three of y'all were talking at the same time. Yo, what?
Yeah, that's pretty much why Kevin Feige's bringing back everyone. That's the whole point. So
yeah, I don't like that. Once they're dead, they're dead. Keep them dead. Like the whole bring them back. Like once it's over, it's over. If you fail, you fail. Do better next time.
This is what Secret Wars is.
Stop it, huh?
This is what Doomsday and Secret Wars is. They're not getting brought back.
No, they are coming back.
They're doing a reboot.
But they're coming back in Secret Wars though.
If you fail,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I said Doomsday and Secret Wars. There's no coming back. It's either a reboot or they're dead.
Well, that's the whole point. Is that's why it's different than when Thanos was there, because that's like he said. Kevin Feige said that if someone dies in Doomsday or Secret Wars, like they're done.
They're done.
And here's a take that I have. I know none of y'all are going to agree with me, but here's a take that I have. For the anime community, this is why anime is better than anything Marvel or any.
Sorry, guys. He's trying to.
Yeah. Anyways, guys.
I had to remove them.
The character's dead. Marvel keeps bringing them back and spamming these same old characters.
Come back.
Shut. New. This is from a different timeline. Or this person never really died. Or blah blah blah. No, just they're dead. They're dead. Like, just keep like that's what makes the story good. That's what makes it like people in real life they die. They don't come back.
This is why
Madara and Obito died and they came back.
Jesus died and came back. All right.
Shut up. Freaking loser.
Right. You hate that plot, huh?
Yeah, you did. All right. We are going to end the show. Shut up. All right. We're going to end the show, guys. We will have this crew on again when we do another ranking. Whenever. We hope you guys enjoy this show, though, man. Have a good night. We have a Batman. I have a Batman video coming out tomorrow about the DCU and the Bat family. Give that a watch. I got a video I put out this morning about Harry Potter from Dumbledore's perspective. Really cool. So please enjoy that and have a good night, y'all. Stay crispy and peace out.